Okay, so I'm going to show you how I launch into my quizzes with my kiddos. So I went into my quizzes and I'm doing my rhythm pre-assessment for third and fourth grade. I really only use it for third, but if you want to use it for fourth, you can. Depends on what your curriculum is. So down here I can choose times, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go into play live, or I can set it as homework. I did it as play live because it was fun for the kiddos. And then because I want to make sure that the kids have enough time and I want to make sure that I'm thinking about the pace, what I did was I kept all of this going, the jumble answers, show answers, so that they weren't looking at each other. But I took off the timer. So they didn't get points for being fast and they didn't have to worry about being timed. I use the Quizizz default means because I've seen them and they're good. The rest of these I'm not sure and I wouldn't really want to try. So I kept with the safe for all ages Quizizz default set. All right, so I'm going to click proceed, give myself a game pin. There it is, and I'm going to go in on my tab here to join.quizizz.com. My kids use an iPad for this, but honestly, you can use whatever you want for a personal device. So I'm going to enter 551894. Click proceed. I always make my kids put their actual names in, so I'm going to do the same, Lauren. And obviously, if there's another person with their name, then that's good too. The nice thing about Quizizz is that it forced the kids don't have time to choose an avatar is chosen for them, and they get really excited for that. So I'm going to flip back to here where normally you'd see the troops coming up. So there I am. If my name's inappropriate, you can always kick me out, just like Kahoot. It'll show how many kids need to be logged in. So if you know there's 24 kids in your class, it should say 24 troops. And I can click start game when we're ready. And it'll count down for me on my device. So now I can go through and you'll see that you're like, well, there's text on top of the picture. How are they going to see it? All you have to do is click it. The text will go away. So I can click it back too. What's the name of this rhythm? And I look and I know that it's an eighth note. There's my points. And we see a little meme with President Obama. And it'll tell me that too. So I'm going to go through and just kind of take the quiz, and even though I'm a music teacher and can get all of these right, I'm going to get a couple wrong just so you see what that's like. So how many beats is a whole rest worth? And I'm going to look and see a whole rest, and I'm going to say 2 beats. Oh, wrong you are. So it comes up with a little fun meme for that, so it's not so obnoxious and sad if kids don't get it right. We'll do maybe, sorry, that's the bell for school. We'll do maybe one more after this and then I'll end the game. So, how many beats is a pair of eighth notes worth? A pair of eighth notes is worth 1 beat, right? So I'm going to go back to here and it's telling me, the nice thing is that Quizizz will tell you exactly who got, like how many the kids got right. It's not going to tell you all the time who got what right. In this case it will because I'm the only player. But it's telling me that 4 were correct, 1 was wrong. And usually you'd see a bunch of names here and it would show you their progress on this bar. And then it would show you, again, how many they got wrong versus what they got wrong, or how many they got right versus what they got wrong. And you'd see them all the way down until you got to the end. They're not in any particular order here. It's just kind of random, but you can look and see, track what they're doing. So then when you think that everything's finished, you can end the game. Yes, we'll end the game. And you get this nice little report here. And it'll show you what every single question was that they got right or wrong. Now, all these little dots here mean that they're unanswered. So again, I had the questions jumbled. So some of them that I answered, my 1 through 5, are not the same as this 1 through 5 because it was all jumbled up. But you can look at this. You can see down here what they got, what they didn't get. You can go through and click review questions, so you can go through it with your students as well, which is pretty nice. I'm going to turn this little guy off over there. you can click export results. And what will happen, and I'm going to move this so that you can see, is I'll get a little Excel spreadsheet that pops up. So I'll open that one up. Maybe. There it is. Move that over here. Okay, so in this it'll tell you, okay, here's me. So it'll tell you how many kids got it correct, how many kids got this question incorrect, how many did not attempt it. And then you can go through and actually see where the students are. So you can see, like, here's me. That's my login name, but here's my questions that I answered and got wrong. Here's my, and usually it'll tell you your percentage at the end. So it'll say 19%. Not great, but again, I didn't get through all of it. I want to show you one of my students' ones, but So I'll show you an example then of what it looks like to have a full class spreadsheet too. Okay, so here's like a sample of a spreadsheet from my actual class data. Obviously I took student names out to respect privacy, but you'll notice, like, I can see that student A was really pretty good at identifying most of the rhythms that we tested on, right? By identifying them by sight. Student A's problem was really, and it wasn't even that bad, it was really working on figuring out the number of beats. Whereas I can look over here and see that this student, student D, had a really tough time identifying rests. And so we went in and created a goal that had to do more with the rest. And I can see their percentage points too. And the accuracy of the class was 40. But since this was the beginning of the year test to just see what they remembered and see what they needed to work on and review, I was kind of expecting it to be poor. But that's a little bit about one of the things that I really like about Quizizz is that you can see exactly where students might be struggling. You can use that to make goals. You can see exactly what the percentage is for the students and going from there, which is pretty great. I feel like you can now view and analyze historical reports. So the other thing is you can go into your reports at any time and they're there. So here's all my classes and what they did. That was really good. So they were able to show me what they know. And I can see that. I also did a solfege pre-assessment too. So yeah, that's a little bit about what you can do with Quizizz in your music room, and a little bit of how it's quite helpful, and I actually find it a little bit more helpful than Kahoot at times. Well, have a great day.